Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Win 15 would be a nice milestone. It's basically a week and a bit of non-stop wins. NWC4 2E1H. Yo, look at these stats. HP is terrible. Who cares? We have prayer card. 8 rate of fire, 5.27 damage. That's ridiculous. Another Spirit Heart? This is crazy. What did I do to deserve this? I must have been very, very good in a past life. Now, I'm looking at this, and I'm saying... Is that a shop? Something about it just reeks of librarian to me. And not in a bad way, just in a Bloodborne Notes kind of way. I may be wrong. I don't want to overcommit too early. You know, you got to play your card right. Stock the Book of Revelations you're looking for. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Mouth is alive with juices like wine. I don't like that lyric, Duran Duran. I don't know what that means. If you're fermenting things in your mouth, really you're some kind of like H.R. Geiger. It is H.R. Geiger, right? H.R. Geiger. That's hilarious. Look, rest in peace for one. This artist has influence in a lot of areas that, you know, you'd be familiar with. Of course, the Alien movies is the big one. Anytime you see, like, something that's alien, but also has, like, biomechanical components associated with it, tends to be influenced by the work of Geiger. But I love the idea that his initials also stand for human resources. Yes, Mr. Geiger, you wanted to see me in HR? Yes. I've noticed your flesh looking quite vivacious lately. I don't know where I'm going with this. It started as like I was gonna make him sound like an eldritch horror, but it just turned him into kind of a pervert. I wouldn't put that evil on him, you know? I have no idea. Hey, it's a key. Wasn't really my intention. I was gonna ask if he wanted to, you know, fuse with another creature and, I don't know, maybe live in a wall on a spacecraft or something like that, a satellite orbiting the derelict moon of a gas giant many, many light years away. Champion Ragman. This is how you know we're in a good spot. Okay, first off, I never should have been hit by that, but this is how you know we're in a good spot. Champion Ragman, I am unperturbed by his existence. Our DPS is more than adequate to take him out. I didn't even realize we have Zodiac as well. We didn't need to know what our other item was. Oh no, the fact that we have Zodiac could mean we're actually losing rate of fire when we go down to the next floor. Yep. And damage. Did we have... We might have had Capricorn. I don't know. It's actually hard to tell. It's like the opposite of the Nos song from Illmatic. It is hard to tell. Still, our stats are great. And I mean, the Pentagram was a lovely pickup. Deal with the devil on this floor. You know, we're pretty much set up for greatness. Now, Yumheart has made me rethink all that, but that's okay. Why don't all the creepy dudes have, like, 2 initials? H.G. Wells. H.P. Lovecraft. H.R. Geiger. P.T. Barnum. You know, I guess it was just a thing from that era. T.S. Eliot. I don't know if T.S. Eliot is... Is he weird? I don't know who T.S. Eliot is. He's a poet. I know that much. You ever watch a movie and then, like, someone says something just out of nowhere like a weirdo? They're like, what a tangled web we weave. We spiders of fate. And then the other person turns to them and goes, ah, William Butler Yeats, isn't it? How do you know that? That's not how the educational system works anymore. Maybe I read that poem in 9th or 10th grade. I don't know. How did you retain that information? I feel like I have the ability and the recourse to be kind of annoyed when stuff like this happens in movies. And of course, this is what causes me to, you know, get riled up. It's not high-speed motorcycle chases through the downtown core of Paris, France. It's always stuff like that. How does he remember that? I've got a great memory. How happy is the blameless vessel's lot, the world forgetting by the world forgot, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, each prayer accepted, each wish resigned. Suck on that, Alexander Pope. But that's the only one. That's the only one I got. If I was hanging out with you, perhaps we just got engaged in some political intrigue and you said, you know, now is the summer of our discontent, made winter by the sons of York. I'd be like, yeah, cool, dude, I'm gonna go get like a fajita. I don't know if you want any, but I gotta go without you to a place that's cooler than being with you is. Because you're freaking me out with your weirdness. See you later, nerd. I'd call him a nerd. That's what I would do. There's like 6 quotes from plays you're allowed to use. Alas, poor Yorick, we knew him well. To thine own self be true. Star-crossed lovers of any capacity. That's just my opinion, though. Okay. I don't want to go to... Well, let's be honest. We'll do an audit. We don't want Kamikaze. We don't want Yumheart. We don't have any bombs, so we don't really care about secret room access. And I don't want to go to the shop, because all I would want from the shop at 3 cents is a half-price battery charge. That gives us 1 HP. We're kind of in the who cares zone for that. Okay, so we got more stats up. We probably shouldn't use the gauze. It's so, like, it's tempting me to use the gauze, but we should avoid using it until there's a reason to take advantage of it. Like, why use it right now if we could save it for the next floor and purge a curse that's actually bad? Purge a curse now, Edmund. Do-do-do-do-do. Purge a curse for free. Purge a curse now, Edmund. And purge a curse, purge a curse, purge a curse around on me. Great song. Why is singing so fun, dude? Even when you're terrible at it. Straight up, like, if we went to karaoke right now, and you were like, hey, you're gonna sing, but everybody's gonna make fun of you, I would be like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds like a great time. I'm not even being facetious. I would take the whole, I would headline the karaoke festival for 2 hours of singing. And if people were like, ooh, this sucks, I'd still be like, what are you here for? I know why I'm here. Singing is fun. I don't know why you're here listening to terrible music. There's something innate about that level of expression. I think it's like, you know, I said that there's a difference in the way you express your opinions sometimes, okay? I have said, I don't understand dancing, but I definitely, you know, I don't think that people who like dancing, I think there's a dangerous element of nerd culture, a tendency to look down on things that popular people do as being necessarily vapid. I don't think that dancing, or enjoying dancing, makes you any stupider or smarter than somebody who doesn't. I understand on an intellectual level why people could enjoy dancing. I just can't tap into it myself. You know? I think it's... The human brain is like, anytime you get a chance to express yourself, it's like, this could be good. Like, you ever have, and this is like a tragic series of stories, but you ever have, like, at the talent show in high school or middle school, there'd be like one quiet person who, you know, they didn't talk that much, and then they got up and they bared their soul. You're like, I know nothing about this person. And then they get up and, you know, they sing something, and you know when they're singing it, it must have motivated them. Like, it has to be a piece of music that they love. So this must be, like, really hard for them. And then they just totally stink. I'm not laughing at the person. I'm laughing at the situation, because it happened to, I mean, you can ask Malf. In high school, it happened a couple times. You know, you'd have people get up there and you're like, oh, that's, you know, that's one of the quiet girls. Nobody dislikes her, but she's quiet. She doesn't talk too much. Now she's getting up there and she's singing like, I'm trying to think of what would be a good example. You would always think it would be something like esoteric, and then it ended up just being like Christina Aguilera's slow song. Or they get up there and you'd be like, oh, is she gonna sing like, I don't know, like some Liz Phair or something like that? And then she gets up and she's like, underneath your clothes, there's an endless story. And you're like, oh, really? Quiet Girl's into Shakira. I wouldn't have, I mean, it's not that it's a bad thing. More power to you. It's just, why don't you talk about it? Lots of people here like Shakira. She's very popular. This is before the, you know, she really exploded. We had Whenever, Wherever, and we had Underneath Your Clothes, of course. But I was in 12th grade when Hips Don't Lie came out. So that, I mean, definitely that song was probably like a top 10 jam from that year. If you want to know what was 2005, 2006 like, if you were a high school senior, Hips Don't Lie, Ponder Replay by Rihanna, Promiscuous Girl by Nelly Furtado featuring Timbaland exploded onto the scene. Danny California, Chamillionaire's Riding Dirty. There were a lot of bangers from that year that I hope I never have to hear again. Promiscuous Girl has made it onto, you know how like top 40 stations, they'll play like, you know, oh, absolutely. No question. No question, no hesitation. You know how top 40 stations, they play like 8 top 40 songs and then they play one top 40 song from like 8 years ago? That's basically what Promiscuous Girl has become. It's like they play 7 songs by artists I've never heard of, and then they're like, ain't another woman who could take your spot, my love. My love. It's graduated into what is basically the classic pop genre. Hey, hey, mister. Stay away. Double key room. I don't want to reroll if possible. This run is set in stone. It's an EZ win. Yo, could be easier. Could be easier. Oh, starting to get a little bit easier. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? We're taking Guppy's head. We're taking Guppy's head because we already have enough HP to worry about nothing else for the rest of this run. Like, we're in such a great spot. You know what? Ooh, trade 1 Perthrow rune for unlimited runes. That's a pretty good deal. I guess holding hands, walking on the beach, just toes in the sand. It's been a while. Not every song makes it, dude. I think that's the mark of like a, and I mean this sincerely, I think that's the mark of at least a pretty good song, is if 10 years later, and as much as I'm loath to admit it, has been not 10 years, but 12 years since I graduated from high school, if it can still be played on the radio, and people will go, they'll start like nodding their head, you're good. Not every song hits that, you know? If you got a song from 2008, and you play it, see how people react. Then you'll know if it's a good song or not. The downside is that there's a lot of songs on classic rock I think are just terrible, but might as well go for a soda, nobody hurts, and nobody... And it, despite being a song that I just doesn't even make any sense to me, I have to respect it because it's Canadian, and it's also played all the time, and it gets stuck in my head. So maybe it's not bad, maybe I'm bad for not recognizing its greatness. That might not make it on American radio, I'm not sure. Nobody hurts, nobody hurts, nobody cries. It's a sing-heavy episode. Forgive me, it's been a long recording day. I mentioned that earlier. We're on like hour 9? It's a long time. Gotta be honest, we don't need any more speed, so we'll... all stats upgraded into some speed. Fantastic. Or some stats upgraded, anyway. Alright, this is like... You can look at this run. You know where it's going. We're on the depths 1 at 12 minutes. That is... every floor from this point onwards is going to be faster than the first floors that led us here. Unless we do things like playing this Temperance card. But there's no reason. Like, I don't want to sound nihilist. It shouldn't come across as a bad thing. It's a great thing. There's no reason to play the Temperance card, though, because we picked up like 9 HP ups over the course of the first few floors. And I'm being genuinely serious. We might have gotten 9. We got a lot, at least. I will absolutely take Taurus. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now I will definitely take a speed upgrade. But either way, like, don't shoot the messenger. I'm happy to be here. Yes? Kind of a weird one, right? I think we'll just go for that. We'll try not to die and respawn as Dark Judas. I don't think it's necessary to do so. Our damage is already so good. Straight up, by the way, I'm going to make it up to you. We're not going to go to the shop on this floor because I hate this curse. What we're going to do is head downstairs, but I will try to do boss rush instead, which I think is more fun for all of us. We're going to have plenty of time to do it. No, thank God they let me bump into it. I'll be honest with you. I've become more picky about Zane. And I hate, you know, I've tied myself to this Zane adventure. So I'm always wary to suggest that I'm pulling back, like, from the, hey, I'm a wacky, crazy guy. Hey, look at this item nobody else takes. I take it. Oh, I'm dead. See you next time. You know, I don't want to pull away from being the clown. I'm just saying, you know, I'm starting to, as I'm getting a little bit older, I have a little bit more self-respect in an Isaac context. A little bit less in real life, but a little bit more in Isaac. And it's really like, what does a zany item do for me? Why is it zany? You know, I'm getting down to the philosophy of the core of Zane. Why is the little Harbinger item zany? Because it can hurt you. Yeah, that's not zany. If it did like a backflip and then it hurt me, I might be like, you know what? The juice is worth the squeeze. But instead, it's just like, nope, you got hit. Isn't that weird? No, not really. Like soy milk. Now that's a dangerous item that I still, you know, leave a light on for. I love soy milk. It's not, oh, excuse me. The tinted rock dust. It's not always the right play. In fact, I would say it is often the wrong play. Perhaps, not even perhaps, it's definitely usually the wrong play. Simultaneously, it's a lot of fun. Adds a little bit. That's the spirit of Zane. It's not hurting yourself just to be like, I don't care about anything. That's just idiocy, of which I definitely have embodied at many points during various Isaac runs as well. But, you know, Zane's different. Why does my speed hit a cap and then no longer go higher and allow me to use Taurus? We have Libra, that's why. We're hitting the cap on something else. So Taurus should be better in the future. Or worse, because we won't get an all stats up? I don't know, dude. This is like, it's one of those cross-eyed situations I got going on where I don't really understand it. Okay, no more curses. Gotta love it. Black Rune. Gotta love it. Alright, we're gonna get out of here. Except first we're gonna go to our boss trap room because there could be a guppy item in there. And then we're gonna be good. We've had a long streak recently. I think it was back in maybe June we had a decent streak going on. But they've been coming much, much more rarely than usual. So I'm very connected to this one. I will say, as compared to the last one, I feel like, well, first off, you know, we're 15 wins. 4 of them have had Brimstone off the top of my head, and 1 of them now has had Mom's Knife. So those have been pretty easy, but I think you gotta take the easy W's when you get them, you know? If you're the New York Yankees, you're going up against the Kansas City Royals. Danger with making sports analogies is that, you know, a year later they might seem backwards, but you know, you're expected to win. You're a powerhouse in the AL East. They're coming off a World Series victory recently, but have kind of gone back to the basement since then. That doesn't mean you send out your trash players, you know, you go in for the kill. You need those wins so you can stay ahead of the Red Sox and, you know, maybe at the best of times, the Orioles. No offense, Blue Jays. If I rooted for a baseball team, it would be for you. And also for the Mariners. I have to, it forces me into a weird spot if you're going to ask me to choose a baseball team. Because I mean, obviously, like, very Canadian, fiercely Canadian. But I also love the West Coast. And the Seattle Mariners are like, in baseball terms, they're down the street. They just happen to be down the street and into a different country as well, which is, you know, where the problem comes in. Do you cheer for the team that's closest proximity, or do you cheer for the team that's the only team from your country, even if they are one of the furthest teams away from you, geographically speaking? a tough decision. Luckily, I don't have to worry about it because baseball sucks. Look, all right, I saw the opportunity for the cheap joke, and I would take it again in a heartbeat. But I feel bad. If you're a fan of baseball, you know, people will give you their unsolicited opinion on it on the regular.
Oh, 162 games. Oh, well, there's too many games. The games are too long. I used to play it as a kid, and then I got too bored, and I don't like baseball anymore. I don't like baseball. How do you watch so many games to see?
Yeah, okay, I get it. I agree with every single one of those things. That character is me. Simultaneously, though. Just let him enjoy baseball, dude. Who cares? This is one of many varieties of man kicks ball. Or, you know, uses apparatus to move ball around. We don't need to do the bit nerds get mad about sports, but then if anybody ever criticizes esports, they lose their freaking minds. Take it from somebody, you know, live in Vancouver, British Columbia. We're esports happy part of the world, very much so, you know. People who have won the international lived here, currently do live here. The international's happening here this year. Richmond, British Columbia, which is basically Vancouver, it's like 15 minutes away, is getting the first esports arena in Canada. I have no idea what that means, but I saw the news story and I was like, cool. That means if I ever have to travel for Champions of Fire, just a quick SkyTrain ride away. I'm just joking, I would definitely drive so I could leave when I wanted. Maybe hit a restaurant on the Broadway commercial corridor on the way back. Anyway, that's what you've done to me is unbelievable. Ooh, dunka 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 dunk 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 dunka dunka dunk. Proptosis. I'm telling you, dude. I don't know what I did. Sometimes you just gotta say, hey, I'm not gonna complain about my amazing luck. I'm just gonna stop and thank you, baby. I'll tell you, 100% we're getting guppy on this floor. I can already tell you. It's guaranteed. And it's guaranteed because there's just no more gold to give us. We've gotten all the gold. Double Yera. Honestly, I think Yera Black Rune is a pretty good compromise. You never know. With Yera, you could end up creating 8 trash items. Yera Blank Rune. No, Yera Blank Rune. That's... Oh no, it's the back-talking gremlin. From my dreams. No, you're the back-talking gremlin from my dreams. It's not funny. Yes, it is. No, wait a minute. he got me. That's a good character. That's a character that definitely would not get annoying in 2 seconds. I would really like to get, and this is like such a minor complaint, I would really like to get a 0.1 speed upgrade so that I didn't have to wait for Taurus to activate and I could just walk into every room and cream everything. Phrasing maybe, but... Like, we're obviously doing just fine. Kind of hoping for the Gaz, but... We could be doing more fine. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, that's beautiful. No Guppy Dream. Moreover, blue cap, though. Alright, we'll head down to the next floor. Will I fight Hush? That's a great question. I actually think, most of the time, you know this, I would probably say no. We're not getting Taurus this time, so we actually have to have some skill. That's going to be a problem. I will definitely consider it if my HP is good. Oh, we got Taurus that room. Oh, there are no enemies, that's why. I will definitely consider it if I have access to an Algiz rune. Because I'm pretty sure an Algiz rune is like a 100% protection item for us right now. Now, I'd have to give up another rune to make it happen. But the thing with Rune Bag is, you know, if you're looking for Yera, you're looking for Perthro, you're pretty likely to get them. And I mean, right here, just use a black rune. It's not that exciting to get luck out of it, but it's almost certainly the wrong way. But, you know, why not? I'm ashamed to admit how useful Shiny Rock has been. It's very saddening to me that shiny rock is as useful as it is. But we've exited an era, and this is why, like, I know it's just a joke, but, you know, in my own defense. In my own defense. And goodbye, shiny rock. Tinted rocks are not necessarily the most valuable thing in the game like they used to be. I don't even know if they're the greatest predictor of success anymore. I guess we're just gonna go. I can't justify fighting the Hush in this situation. It's just, you know, I've deliberately ruined more than my fair share of runs by doing that. We have no obligation to proceed at ease. When you're out with the dog pound, feel the breeze. Dude, I mean, can't be that excited about breaking even, I guess, but unless we were in a deficit or okay, we don't need to argue like that. So I want you to know my psyche is in a good place. It always is. Like, people don't believe me, and some of the things that I say are ridiculous. So I can understand why they wouldn't believe me. But in terms of being like a well-adjusted YouTuber and streamer, I don't say this to brag. I just bring it up, you know. For somebody that works pretty hard and is subject to anonymous criticism all the time on the internet, I mostly have it together. And I don't know why it is. Maybe it's just because I'm better than everybody else at everything. Like I said, very mentally screwed on straight. Now, that was obviously a joke. I don't know why it is, you know. I have a speculation that, you know, part of it is because I worked a quote-unquote real job. You know, I've got a normal family life, very stable family life, and now, you know, my wife keeps me sane. I've got obligations outside of streaming and YouTubing that help out a great deal. But anyway, whenever I complain, it's not a complaint that's like gonna drive me out of the industry. It's more like it's just musing from a life lived in a strange capacity. Nobody else has done this job before we've done it. Not me, I mean me and my colleagues. I didn't think we were at spawn, actually. Lucky us. I don't really want to lower damage, but I will take marked. Yeah. One of the things that is actually like my biggest pet peeve about talking about things on the internet is that I don't know what we did, and maybe I was part of the problem. But if so, I owe all of you that have followed this discipline thanks to me an incredible apology. For some reason, whenever you express an opinion on the internet these days, and it's been like this for years, but, you know, you'll be like, I saw a dude at the grocery store, he hit an old lady with his car and ran her over, and then he said, screw you, I don't like old ladies. That guy's a real dick. There's always like 6 people who pop out of the woodwork and are like, what if his wife was in the back and she was pregnant and the old lady was jaywalking and the old lady said something really rude just before he ran her over that was completely unconscionable? And maybe he grew up in a broken home and that was the way they showed love to each other, is by running over one another with the tractor and then saying terrible, like, I don't know when I thought I would have more time to explore this bit in a nuanced fashion, but it's just like the number one thing where now I'm just like, hey, I saw a dude pull out a sword to cut somebody's head off in the Safeway yesterday. Well, maybe he was practicing for his karate exam and he had to get his black belt or his mom wouldn't get the life-saving medicine that she needed for a disease that hasn't been discovered yet. Okay, you're right. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And thanks for watching 15 wins in a row. I'll see you next time.